A very good afternoon, one and all. Dear participants, we are soon to start our webinar series. So again, a very warm welcome to one and all. The series of the webinar series, Kindling Curiosity and Ushering Young Minds into Research. It's our first technical session today. So I heartily welcome one and all to this session of ours. With due respect, I would request Dr. Arun Kumar Samal, Principal in Charge, Rajadhani College, to kindly present the welcome address. Sir, please. So please unmute yourself.
A very good afternoon to all. I consider it my privilege to welcome you to this National Webinar Series 2020 being organized by Rajadhani College, Bhubaneswar in collaboration with KISS Bhubaneswar. The topic of the webinar, that is Kindling Curiosity, ushering young minds into research, is undoubtedly a highly relevant issue which warrants attention of academics at a time when youth appear to be bewildered when pursuing research and ultimately lose interest. Discussion of such kind will definitely go a long way in serving the larger cause of academics. We are indeed honored to have with us Professor Shalivahan, Dean, Department of Applied Geophysics, IIT Dhanbad, formerly known as Indian School of Mines, who shall be deliberating on issue at length. Professor Shalivahan, an academician of high repute and has successfully led, guided and mentored several apex national and international academic bodies. His far research has elevated him to very coveted position in world academics. My colleague, Dr. Vandita Ratha, will give you more idea about the multifaceted talents of Professor Shalivahan. I cordially welcome you, sir, to this national webinar. I warmly welcome Professor Sasmita Samanta, Vice Chancellor of KISS, to this webinar. I also welcome Professor Harikrishna Satpathy, Advisor KISS, to this discussion. We are indeed grateful to them for having agreed to collaborate with us for this webinar. Professor Samanta and Professor Satpathy have been playing a pivotal role in developing KISS into a premier educational institution. We are proud to have you, Madam and Sir, in our midst. I take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Priyadashini Rautray of Department of Zoology, as well as other members and staff of this college for having taken this initiative to organize the webinar. It is also worth mentioning here that this college is A grade accredited by NAC. I am sure today's discussion will be highly meaningful, deliberative, and constructive. I wish the webinar all success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for all your inspiration, for all your wishes for the webinar being successful. We are really grateful to you. And we are very thankful to all our colleagues for helping us and supporting us in our endeavor. Now, may I request Dr. Harikrishna Satpathy, sir, Advisor, KISS Timtubi University, to kindly present his address.
Thank you, Madam. My sincere thanks to Mr. Arun Kumar Samal, the Principal in charge of Rajadhani College. We are grateful to the authorities, the principal and the faculty members of Rajadhani College for organizing this webinar series with a great intention, with a great purpose in mind. The purpose is very clear. As I mentioned in the inaugural session, that For each and every university and higher education institutes, three components are very, very important. One is teaching, the other one is research, and the other one is extension activities. No doubt we are concentrating on research and concentrating on teaching and other extension activities. But sometimes we are neglecting the another important component, that is the research, as a result of which, yes, the higher education institutes of the country are not in a position to deliver the same amount of outcomes as it is expected from the universities and the higher educational institutes. So it is a good, very good endeavor done by the Department of Zoology, Rajadhani College, and the topic is very, very interesting. Kindling Curiosity, ushering young minds into research. There is a need to create a sense of awareness regarding the importance and significance of research in the young minds. And during the inaugural session, our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Das, he highlighted the mechanism to be adopted by all of us to create interest in the minds of the young research scholars. Today we are very fortunate. A great motivator, a great inspirer, a great scientist, geophysicist is with us to give a motivating and inspiring speech to our young research scholars. And the topic he has chosen as a branch of this main umbrella topic, that is research and research, is very important. Research will be incomplete, or it will not be possible unless and until there is a thorough search in the preliminary stage. Search and research are two main components of our research. I am reminded of one sentence from our ancient Indian literature, that is Veda. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham. We have to search something. What is that something? That something is satya. That something is truth. And that truth has been covered by Hiranmayena patrena satyasya mukham. Covered. It is covered. So it is always covered by certain misleading facts. And the responsibility of the seeker of truth is to see that all these misleading facts are what we call eradicated, uncovered, and the truth is uncovered. Truth has come out. And when search is complete, then we can also research so that we can reach certain relevant findings which will be very, very useful for the welfare of the mankind, because the purpose of research is to ensure the all-round development of the mankind. And we are very happy that Professor Shalivahan, as mentioned by Dr. Shaman, presently Dean and Professor, the Department of Applied Geophysics, is with us to deliver a lecture on this very relevant topic. Dr. Shalivahan is known for his aptitude and commitment for research. Research is to explore something, to explore some new horizon of knowledge, to explore the emerging areas of knowledge, so that we can create some knowledge and we can disseminate that knowledge in the interest of the human society. And our Professor Shalivahan is an expert in exploration of various things. He was awarded the Best National Geoscience Award because of his aptitude and attitude for exploring something new and innovative. He is an expert in groundwater exploration activities, mineral exploration activities, and geothermal exploration. So he has got a tendency to explore something, to unearth something, and that something is eternal truth. That something is a component that gives us internal strength and divine spirit. So with these words, on behalf of our Kalinga Institute of Sciences, Kish University, I express my profound sense of gratitude to Professor Shalivahan for being associated with us this afternoon, for delivering a motivational speech on search and research. As mentioned by Dr. Shramal in his opening remarks, Kish Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences, established and founded by a great social activist, presently lawmaker, parliamentarian, Professor Dr. Achyuta Samanta, is dedicated to teaching and research. Our main purpose is to conduct research on certain innovative and some original and fundamental areas of knowledge related to tribal culture, heritage, tribal philosophy, tribal medicinal system, tribal language and literature, tribal management system. All these things are done in order to maintain the identity, to retain the identity of the indigenous community of this country and the world. So that is the purpose, and we are very happy that Rajadhani College has collaborated with us for taking the research activities forward and creating more and more number of research scholars, research minds, not only in both the institution but also in the institutions connected with us, in the young minds. Once again, I congratulate Dr. Bandita Rath, Dr. Priyadarshini Rautrai for taking initiative for organizing this webinar series. I hope that the lecture to be delivered by our Professor Shalivahan will be very much inspiring and motivating for all of us. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir, for all your inspiration today. It was really a great start to the day with all your words. May I now request Dr. Bandita Rath, HOD and organizer of this webinar, to kindly address our keynote speaker. Madam, please.
Honorable dignitaries present on this forum, respected colleagues, participants, and my dear students. It's my absolute honor today to introduce keynote speaker of today's session, Honorable Professor Shalivahan, Department of Applied Geophysics and Dean of Research and Development at IIT ISM Dhanbad. Professor Shalivahan received his BSc and MSc degree from Banaras Hindu University and his MTech and PhD from Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad. Professor Shalivahan's research contributions are marked through imaginative selection of outstanding critical questions, intellectual rigor, and a personal commitment to scholarship and high scientific purpose. He has delved into all three aspects of geophysical research, that is acquisition, processing, and interpretation, particularly in the magnetotelluric method, and made notable contributions with this regard. He is a prolific field worker and has carried out geophysical survey for different mineral exploration and coal fire detection in many locations in India and in the USA. Professor Shalivahan's research has been disseminated through more than 50 research papers published in international peer-reviewed journals. He has guided many PhD scholars. Co-authored with Professor Bhattacharya, his book titled Geoelectric Method, Theory and Application was published by McGraw-Hill Education in 2016. In addition to his affiliations with many recognized organizations, he is the recipient of many awards and commendations, including the most prestigious Society of Exploration Geophysicists USA Outstanding Educator Award 2020. He is the first Indian working in India to be conferred with this prestigious award. As a teacher, he designs practical using sandbox experiment, and his teaching is practical oriented. He emphasizes on why not and so what. A great scientist whose humility knows no bound and with an impeccable sense of humor. Research has always been imagined in shades of gray and something very serious. We are extremely fortunate to have Professor Shalivahan with us today, who will be revealing the bright, fun-filled, fulfilling side of research through his topic, search and research. Thank you, Professor Shalivahan, for honoring us by being a part of this webinar series. Sir, the platform is all yours. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, all of you. Ma'am, I'll just take a minute. I'll put on my video after a minute because there is some surprise packages there in the video. Okay, so I'm really honored and privileged to be a part of this all-important webinar series. When I got this call from Dr. Rath, I was a bit hesitant what to say and what not to say, whether to say yes to her or no to her, in the sense that it was a difficult scenario for me. It was a difficult scenario for me because I asked her what is the group. She said it's a pretty heterogeneous group. It will be going from undergrads, postgrads, there will be faculty, colleagues and all. Anyhow, as it was education related and it was not a request, rather an order from Dr. Rath. So I had to come to that order. So with this, I welcome my potential brand ambassadors of Rajadhani College, the faculty colleagues, and obviously, when you start talking about search and research, what you try to do it is that you try to see a couple of things and you try to figure it out what research I should do and why should I do that research. That's one thing which you try to see on it. Can you see my video?
Yes, sir. Your PowerPoint
Yeah.
presentation.
And the slide is there, the first slide?
Yes, sir.
As a blank slide, right? That's good. Okay. My talk would be basically talking about, I'll be talking about a couple of things. What is an observation? There will be a word of caution for dear students, whom I call a potential brand ambassador of the Rajadhani College. One thing every time people ask that at what age should I start to research? And the last thing is that what research can give you. So these are a couple of things, and now I'm going to start my video. Yes, and there is another for the next slide, which is there is. Let me go to this slide. Yes, my dear friends, I'm not this celebrity. Let me tell you very frankly. There's a reason for talking about it, and I would wish if I can interact with the students, because after all I'm a teacher, so interaction helps me a lot. So I'm not this celebrity. Let me tell you very frankly. But there is a reason for putting this celebrity here. And I hope that most of us know who she is. And when I shared my slide before coming to this, I was doing a lot of preparation because I was a bit nervous. So I was sharing with my students, and my students got confused that this fellow doesn't know what slide is he sharing. He has shared a wrong slide. And there's a reason for sharing that. If you talk about a couple of buzzwords in the present scenario, my dear friends, Google is one word, which everyone talks about it. Smartphone is other thing. The third thing is, which we don't want to mention, Corona, but there's a reason for mentioning here. The fourth is AI, which is artificial intelligence. And I see everyone using that word. Even I use it, but I don't know the meaning of it. The next is the lithium battery. Zoom is one word which I saw it today, so I put it today itself. Zoom is another word which has made a lot of news in the year. and the another word which is lockdown. But let me ask my students, I don't know whether they'll interact with me or not. If I can ask them, when was the last book you read? And when was the last practical you did? This is a big question mark on all of us. When I talk about the book, okay, you will tell I read the book when class 6th, class 7th, or recently I just tried to read some book here and there, but it was mostly PDF file and online stuff and all. Practicals, I don't know when we did that. And my dear friends, if you see the Collins dictionary, yesterday they had released a word. They have said that the lockdown is the word of the year of 2020. Lockdown is the word of the year 2020. Now, when I started my slide, I had started with Anushka Sharma's slide. And the reason was, and that goes aptly fits in with the search and the research. Okay, everyone knows who she is, beyond doubt. And if you don't know, then you will be trolled. That's another thing there. Recently, Rashid Khan, a question was on Google, who is Rashid Khan's wife? And Google gave an answer, Anushka Sharma. And then they write that they give a detail about the Rashid Khan. And they write that wife spouse is Anushka Sharma and marriage date is 11 December 2017. And most of us belong to a WhatsApp university and a Facebook university. But this is what Google has done it. And friends, if you go and find out the fact and the research, if you try to do it, is you have this person whom all of us know, he's Rashid Khan. And the fact is that he made a statement on July 12th, 2020, I will get engaged and married once Afghanistan wins the Cricket World Cup. And the fact is, Anushka Sharma got married to a celebrity, and he's another celebrity, which is Virat Kohli. He's married on December 11, 2017. And if you go back to the previous slide, you see, yeah, the date of the marriage is correct. The date of the marriage is correct, but the name was not correct. And my dear friends, fortunately, I am not Virat Kohli like celebrity or Rashid Khan like let me put it. Otherwise, my wife would have killed me. And same would have been true for all of you who are married or who would be getting married today or tomorrow. Why it happened so? It happened so, this first was all about because Rashid Khan, in one of the Instagram chat, had said that the famous Bollywood actress is, in Instagram is your Anushka Sharma and Preeti Zinta. And thereafter, Rashid Khan trended furiously as new outlets reported Anushka Sharma as his favorite actress and mentioned by him. And only connection what Rashid Khan and Anushka Sharma had, that he had mentioned him in that interview. That's it, the correction is. And then what happened? Ever since those incident headlines of Anushka being Rashid Khan's favorite actress, Google has been showing Anushka Sharma as Rashid Khan's wife. Why it's happened so? The basic reason was we humans are hooked and machines are learning. See, there people say that let us do Google, but just see what Google has done. And fortunately, it did not happen with any one of us. Otherwise, it might have led to a very serious family problem. This another word is there, is idiot. I don't want to ask the meaning from all of you, right? And if I ask, you will start shouting on me and will say this man has got crazy. But it's a very problematic word, my dear friends. It's an acronym of Internet-Derived Information Obstruct Treatment Idiot Syndrome. The moment you get something or the other, a medical checkup, you get some report or the other, you try to browse the net, you try to see what's there, and then what you do? You go and talk to doctor and say, bhai, I have got this, I have got that and all, and you're obstructing his treatment. And that is what is called idiot internet-derived information obstruction treatment. My dear friends, what I want from you is that you should try to read books. It's not everything is Google or everything is WhatsApp or everything is Facebook.
Sir, please unmute.
Yeah, I have audible, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that I thought that how come I become boring in very initial 2 slides only? Then you have muted me. Okay, because I tell my students that some of my students who sleep in the class, I tell them that you should. I would have been very happy. I would have become a sleeping pill if my father would have attended my class. We would have saved a lot of money because if my class was that boring. Okay, this and what this is another thing. The message, another message which I want to say: observations. My talk would be talking more about the observation. Friends, you must have seen this beautiful photograph every now and then, particularly the 26th of Jan, 15th of September. And some of you must have seen this also, the migratory birds flying in V shape. Did you ever thought that why aircrafts are flying in a V shape? From where did they learn this? We all learned this from the bird's behavior, the migratory bird behavior. And I wanted to bring this because it was a department of zoology. So I thought, let me bring some animal examples for this. The first thing is it conserves energy. Each bird flies slightly off the bird in front of him, resulting in reduction of wind resistance. The birds can turn, bring in front, turn back, bring in front, filling back when they can get tired. In this way, they can fly for a long time before they must stop for rest. Further, the pelicans that fly alone beat their wings more frequently and have higher heart rate than those that fly in formation. It follows that birds can fly in a formation glide more often and reduce energy expenditure. Another benefit is that it is easy to keep track of every bird in the group. Flying in formation may assist with the communication coordination within the group. And fighter pilots often use this formation for the same reason. That's the reason. So see, from where we have borrowed the concept of flying in a V shape. So one should try to be a good observer and try to learn from everyone whosoever tries to say something or the other. The next thing is, what is this if I ask you? I wish it was more interactive. It cannot be possible on this Zoom stuff. Some of you will say, if you talk to the ladies, if you talk to my mother, my sister, my relatives, they will say it looks like a beautiful pearl. It looks like a beautiful necklace, beautiful ornament. It's not like that, my dear friends. They are beautiful ants, A-N-T-S, ants. And the ants are complex. They can solve complex problems. And individual ants searches for foods in random ways. And you must be knowing that most of the ants are blind in nature. And still they find their food. Once I was seeing in a National Geographic channel where they had seen that about 160 kilometers apart of food was there, which the ant colony could find it out. The movements in a group at a certain point changes from chaos to order. This happens in a surprisingly efficient, self-organized way. Understanding the ants could help analyze similar phenomena. For instance, how humans roam in the internet. And what we learn team, which is difficult for we Indians, but if we try to move, we can solve much of the problems. And the next is a video for 2-3 minutes. I request you all to observe this video, and then what will happen that I'll try to ask 1 or 2 questions from that video. This sound my wife doesn't like. Sorry. Okay, so friends, what do we learn from this is, first thing which comes up is that the wolves, which we have seen how they transformed the Yellowknife National Park in US, they are ultimate team workers. Even the Kipling had said that for the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. They live in a very tough environment. We are also living in a very tough environment, and whatever they make, most of the resources they have available and accept the situation they are in. Rest, they do take rest, and we Indians have a habit of working pretty on Saturdays, Sundays, very odd hours and all. But if you go to foreign Western world, they work Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. That's it. So by doing this, what you save a lot of energy, and you come back with more zeal on Monday morning. And the wolves, they leave a mark. Friends, whenever you have got a small lifespan, leave a mark. You only get one chance at a life, so do something you can enjoy and make your mark on the world. And this, I wanted to start it when I got this request. I started picking up a bit of an Uriya as well, and I wanted to write this, which I could make out. I don't know if I don't pronounce correctly, please excuse me. What I could make out, Purabar Jibana Paibana Nahi. That is what I could make out. If I'm wrong, do respect me, but do ignore my ear. So this is what I feel, and this, if you talk in Hindi, Zindagi na milegi dobara, and for all problems, Indian Bollywood is a solution. The next thing which comes up is, I think all of you must have seen him. It's unfortunately it's not interactive. That's the whole issue. He's Steve Jobs. All of us know him. And he's the man who was behind Apple in iPhone. How many of you know him? Probably even I did not know his photograph. He is James Maxwell. Way back in 1854, he gave the Maxwell's equation, which is still valid, and that is on those principles only the mobile phones works. See, imagine a contribution of a researcher way back in 1854, and when it is being used. Friends, try to contribute something. You never know when it would be used. The next thing which comes, just a sec. Yeah. Next thing, if you try to see, all of you must have seen this. This is a beautiful, people will say emoji. And if I ask most of my students, and same will be true for you also, what is emoji? You do not know what emoji is. But even I don't know the meaning of the what emojis come, but I know the meaning of the word emoji. Emoji basically refers to such pictures which can represent as encoded characters, but it is sometimes applied to messaging stickers by extension. Emoji basically is a Japanese stuff, which this is, you can try to see this. This is an E, which means picture, and moji means character. So what I mean to say that whatever you read, you try to go deep into it, and what does it mean? Then that makes a sense. All of you must have seen this cheeseburger, right? And some of you must have taken today as well. You know, there's a big mistake in this cheeseburger. And this was solved by Google. It's a Google emoji. This was solved by Google, I think in 2018, November, if I'm not wrong. And if you see this video clipping of Sundar Pichai, he says that he is a vegetarian, but still he could not find. This is a veg burger, that's for sure. He's a vegetarian, but he could not find where the mistake was. Everything is correct, but how can a cheese be at the bottom and the burger be at the top? And they remove that mistake and they overcome that. And that's what an observation will. There are a lot of things have come up, but there are, if you are a good observer, you can try to make small things, you can try to and make a big change. This is an example. Faculty members from the Rajadhani College, excuse me if I'm using a wrong word, it's a beer mug example. And if you see a beautiful example, the mistake here is, if the beer mug is not full, how can a foam come out of that? And this emoji was also a mistake, which we have been copying and pasting without looking into it. It was solved, it's a Google emoji, which was solved by Google again in 2018, and they solved it and they found it that, okay, it has to be filled up, and then the foam should come up. So my request to all of you that you try to see the smaller things which can make a lot of big changes in the world community. Yes, let me come to this. This figure, everyone knows what it is, but no one wants to mention this. It's a corona, right? And there was a this is a diya which I think sometime way back in April and all, it was said that we should try to lit some diya. And my daughter, who's in grade 8, I said that why are you going for that? She said that she had heard in a news channel that with the heat of diya, the corona will go. Friends, that's not a good education we are trying to give to our kids. Okay, now the question is, what is the hope in tackling it? The only hope in tackling it is research is the only hope. You might have seen Oxford is coming up. There's a race in the air for having the vaccine, and everyone is eagerly waiting for vaccine to come. Pfizer has come up. Our Bharat Ye has come up. Then Serum Institute of India is also trying to come up. So what is the solution? Research is only the hope, and it can be done with science, solution, and solidarity. I'll take. Then someone asked me that what you can achieve with research. A big statement came not in recent time. I think day before yesterday. Pfizer early data shows vaccine is more than 90% effective. And you know what impact has given to the world? Economic impact. Global stock market has increased like anything from 4% to 2% or so. All prices has increased by 9 to 10%. Airlines has increased by 15 to 20%. The cruise ship operators have increased by 40% just by a statement. And imagine that statement is from Pfizer. So you have to make a brand of yourself. This is a statement given by a Rajadhani college, and that makes a big impact. That precedent has to be there. And who are the losers, friend? Obviously, the losers are the stuff which came up where we can do, which is suited to lockdown, is we can work from stay at home. The home exercises equipment dropped by 20%, and the streaming service Netflix fall by 8%. And in the first slide, I mentioned that Zoom. You know by what percent the Zoom market fall that day? It tumbled by 20%. So the research has a big impact on economy of the country. No doubt this vaccine is giving this statement is giving a lot of confidence to us. But apart from that, it has also given us a, the market has, you might have seen, we all of us faced it that some of our relatives have lost job, or there have been a big curtail in the salary. This is a hope. If it comes, things will improve. Okay, I'll be sharing another video to you, friends. This is one word which everyone uses nowadays: artificial intelligence. The study of computer systems that attempt to model and apply intelligence of the human mind. They're writing a program to pick out objects in a picture. Friends, this word came up way back in 1950. I'll just quote this. In 1950, English mathematician Alan Turing wrote a landmark paper titled Computing Machinery Intelligence that asked the question, can machines think? It is 1950 and we are in 2020 around. It's about 65, 70 years. Imagine the concept which was given way back in 50 is being coming now. Further work came out in 56 workshop at Dartmouth, sponsored by Jan McCarthy. In the proposal for that workshop, he coined the phrase, study of artificial intelligence. Friends, I'm going to share a YouTube video with you, and I'm going to ask a question to you. Let me just see. Just a sec. I don't know. Yeah. Just see this football match. You may be thinking that I'm taking to a movie hall a football match. This match was in Scotland. This video will be over in a couple of seconds. Just be patient enough. Yeah. So what this video was all about was, this video was all about a football match where AI camera was fixed, artificial intelligence camera was fixed, right? And in artificial intelligence, what happens that you try to match an object. And if you remember this video, what was happening in this video, I'll just play for a short duration again. Just a minute. Aha, okay. If you try to see, this entire video was concentrating on this referee, because this referee head, which is a bald head, the AI camera, the way it was taught that it is a football, and it was concentrating on that football. So it's not that everything which comes up is correct. You need to be a bit critical in analyzing stuff. And that's a big message which comes here, that yes, it's not that whichever comes from computer is very correct. We have programmed it. So there has been some mistake. And yes, one should learn from the failures. Yes, just a minute. Let me go to the next slide. Okay. Now, the other thing which comes is, this has been asked repeatedly, what is the age of a research? When should I start doing research, or at what age should I stop doing research? I hope, fellows, you know him. He is the man, Professor John B. Gordonberg, who is the oldest person in the world to get a Nobel Prize. And he got the Nobel Prize at the age of 97 years, about last year only, on lithium battery. So there is no age when you can start or when you can finish the age. Whenever you woke up, you start doing the research. Basically, I try to put it, cradle to grave or a to tomb is the research age. In Hindi we say, jab jago tab savera. Jab jago tab savera. And if you try to write this, I told you I started picking up some Uriya. I started to picking, I hope it is correct. It is Sakula Utho, something like that. So you just start getting up, friends. It's the right moment for you to get and start doing the research. I'll take another example. Yes. All of you see this figure on the left-hand side and a thumbs up, which is basically a Facebook, right? If you see on the right-hand side of figure, it was a very famous Sun microsystems in US. Friends, that it's a matter of time. It is your age to do research. You know, way back in 80s and late 90s up to late 90s, on the same street, this was a Sun logo. The Sun market crashed. Facebook market came and they just oriented, make it a U-turn, and this comes from the front side of the road, and the Sun goes at the back side of the road. It's an appropriate time, friends. Do the research, start doing it. Okay, what are the research you can do it? Unlocks the unknowns. Lets you explore the world from different perspectives and fuels a deeper understanding. Just see an example, a very bad thing came of Corona, but still people are trying to do research and trying to get the things. Research is an essential part of success. It may not be absolutely necessary, but it has many benefits. It expands your knowledge base, gives you the latest information. Social media I've written because I don't want to go with the WhatsApp and the Facebook stuff. Helps you know what you are up against, builds your credibility, introduces you to new ideas, helps you with problem solving, helps to reach people, and encourages curiosity. Builds your credibility. I was introduced by 3 respected colleagues in a very beautiful way. But my dear students, I'll tell you, never believe an introduction of a teacher. If you really want to get an introduction of the teacher, you should go to his students and ask him in private. And they will tell you a lot of spicy stories about it. So never believe the introduction what was given by Professor Satyapati or Professor Samantha or Professor Rath. Okay, this again, I asked, what was the last time we did the practical? No one knows this answer. It's very important to do this in the sense that there's a very beautiful Chinese proverb. I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand. So unless until you don't do the practicals, these things will not come up, and you need to do that. Professor Rath has already talked about that. This is my attitude of doing a research. Why not, or so what? Yes, why not this problem can be solved by me? But if I solve it, what great thing I have done it? These are the two questions. If I go on asking myself, I should be in a position to talk to you, to answer a couple of beautiful questions. There is a international research. Friends, there are ample opportunities are for doing an international research. And why one should do it? It improves research abilities and to establish or increase work opportunities in international context. May learn a foreign language, foreign degree, intercultural skills, and international collaboration is a rewarding experience both professionally and personally. I'll tell you, one of my student got a prestigious fellowship, and he has visited, I think, 10 times more than the countries which I have visited. Only one European fellowship. He visited almost all the European countries. So that's a rewarding thing what you get it. And there are ample opportunities. Not does the government talks about mobility programs. You should try to write and try to get some stuff. Let me ask you, I only wished, Professor Rath, that if it was an interactive session, that's unfortunate, could not happen. If I ask any one of you that what is it, if you go to a tourist place, what is the tourist spot you want to see? Can any one student tell me which is the places you want to see? Suppose you go to Rameshwaram, can any one of you tell me which place you want to see? Rameshwaram is a religious place, don't say I don't want to go. But still you go. There's a reason to ask that. Can any one of you tell me? Okay, you will try to see some mountains, some sea, something, this, that, and all. Friends, I'll tell you three beautiful examples. Maxwell's house is a tourist spot in Scotland. You must have heard the Doppler. Doppler's house is a tourist spot in Salzburg. Mozart, all of you must have heard it. Mozart house is a tourist spot in tourist spot in Salzburg. And you know, I'll tell you, I have been to this place. Salzburg is a very small place, and the person you see watching the Doppler is Shalivahan only, right? And if you try to see that, I wish I would have been a philosopher like him. But if you see, their houses are only 20 meters apart, and just in a small mohalla like stuff, a locality, these two big stalwarts were born, and this is a tourist spot. Another tourist spot which no one likes to go is a graveyard. No one wants to see a graveyard. You know, friends, I'll tell you, Maxwell's graveyard is a tourist spot in Stockholm. I had an opportunity to see the tourist spot, but I could not take a photograph because my camera was not working that time. I regret that. I don't know when I'll get a chance. If I get a chance, my only desire to go to Stockholm is to see his graveyard. That's a rewarding stuff, what you have it, friends. And if you go to Indian context, all of you must have seen this. That is why I asked that what place, why you want to go to Rameshwaram. You said a tourist spot, we don't want to go. This is the place where you have Dr. Kalam's place. He's my friend and his wife. They had gone there. Okay, so I thought let me take a live photograph. So this is what you give it. When you do a research, even the graveyard becomes a tourist spot, my dear friends, which is something which you'll never get it. You know, what in any other profession, I can bet for that. Okay, what we faculty members can provide, I thought that let me also tell what we can do the film. We can assist students with challenging tasks. Faculty can provide extensive support and resources. At first step, professors can explain the different parts of a research article so students can begin to understand type of information provided in the article. There could be tools used by us to create resources that show students how to search, evaluate, and read peer-reviewed research. Using class time to teach the basics and allow students to practice these skills in small groups and individually in worthwhile. For example, after asking students to summarize a brief research study, students can discuss their work with a classmate. The professor can then review the study of an entire class, helping students learn how to extract key findings. The rigorous yet supportive approach will most certainly assist students with achieving at high levels. I have been to a lot of course studies, and this is what I have preferred. that for our syllabus, we have everything, but we lack sometimes research skills. The syllabus should also be oriented towards research skills, and integrating the peer-reviewed research provides the much needed support in developing reading, critical thinking, information literacy skills. And see, we have been giving assignments to our students, and I have stopped giving them now because most of the assignments, most of the lab works are a copy and a paste. I can bet for that, right? So what happened? 90% of the student report need outside resources, yet the skills needed to be effectively do so are often not. We don't teach them how to really do it. Difficulty in searching for information, evaluating information, reading and using information. There are a lot of things that are available nowadays, but what's the appropriate thing to be extracted? That we don't know. We are not taught. Library could be a place, but tell me, fellows, how many of you have gone to library? I doubt. Google hai na? Net pe search karte hain. We'll get a PDF and do it and read it. I don't know what we read it and all get it. My dear friends, is a word of caution for you. Don't be regularly irregular to library. It's a place where one should try to go. Okay, let me have my philosophy about the students. I'll just close in a couple of slides. The reason why I go to lab is that I go to lab and in order to interact with my students and try to see if I can shape them to not copy, but to ask questions and to think. We have to have a little dialogue because you don't pretend to be the fountain of all wisdom. I don't know the teacher everything. I learn from, and I prefer teaching first year undergrads because they are absolutely fresh with the ideas and they can ask hell bunch of questions. This is one of my students who got a prestigious fellowship, and then again he got a fellowship. He asked me after getting the fellowship, "How are you today?" I said, "Yeah, I'm depressed today." And he asked me why. I said, I go to, and I really go to depression when the student starts performing really good because I regret I could not achieve to the level what they achieved. And if this comes to me, then I'm a proud teacher. Friends, this is also a fact of me. I'll tell you that whosoever knows me know that I'm a selfish teacher in the sense that I want my daughter to get a teacher like me. And I showed the example of John Gothenburg. He's told that a good teacher always makes you do something a little bit more than you thought that you could do. All of you must have seen the school physics, E is equal to mc square. And friend, I put in a different perspective. E is for excellence. I put in a different perspective. I'll just try to use this. I put E for excellence. M for motivation. And C for commitment. Friends, you have motivation, and if you have commitment, my handwriting is pretty bad, that I know. Okay, M is a motivation, commitment square. You can excel in that field, and that's a place where we know that research is only the hope. Coming to the last slide, and with due regards to the faculties of Rajadhani College, I'll be using one. I'll be using a very interesting third sentence in this slide. Title matters. Do you think title matters? Yes, I personally feel title matters. This was a big title in a research proposal. Did large igneous province volcanism cause global carbon cycle change and mass extinction in the Earth's past? And if you ask most of us, we do not understand. It's such a big and a boring title. No one wants to read the article. But let me have the most catchy title I have ever read in my life. The Deadly Kiss of Lips. The large igneous province, if you try to see, friends, L large is come here, I is igneous, P is province, and what happens, this large igneous province had a mass extinction. So something had died down, and that is why the word deadly comes. That is why the title, I personally feel the title matters. The Deadly Kiss of Lips was an approach. And the moment you write this title, even you are not from a geology background, even if you're not from that subject background, you're tempted to, what is this, yaar? Let me just go through that. So title matters a lot. And that is why writing, I'll tell you why did I did PhD? Because I wanted to have a word doctor in front of my name. That was the basic reason, because that is something which really mattered to me. Dr. Shalivahan, even everyone gets some scolding, all male members get scolding from their spouse. Women, I get a scolding from my wife. I says, when she said Mr., I said, don't say Mr. You scold me, but you tell Dr. Shalivahan, because this is a very hard-earned degree. That's the reason I did the doctor. So title matters a lot, friends. And coming to the last slide, this is what I have for you, friends. Namaskar. I'll finish with my John Sebastian, the album Life and Times, way back in mid-60s or mid-50s. The more I see, there is to see, and she's still a mystery to me. And he was writing for his girlfriend, and for us, research problems are our girlfriend. Thanks a lot, friends. Namaskar. I hope I was within time.
Thank you so much, sir. You were definitely in time, and we really enjoyed the entire session. I hope I could hear something more from you and could learn how to teach in a proper way. It was my take-home lesson, how to teach properly. That's the best part I found out today. You are such a wonderful researcher. And apart from that, I would appreciate more of you as a teacher. I would like to learn that basic skills from you. Coming to the interaction session, sir, a student of ours has a question for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Samir Kumar, he wants to say that, sir, as you mentioned, observation is necessary in real life, and more so if one is interested in research. So sometimes observation of obvious things is most difficult, he says. And sir, could you give an insight if this comes naturally to the great researchers or thinkers, or they improvised it in their course of their journey while building their legacy as we know them?
Yeah, see, I'll tell you one thing. This is a very, I'll tell you my story. I talked about the behavior of the birds, right? The migratory birds. And it sometimes when you start, if you talk about a researcher or if you talk about a teacher, everyone knows it's a 24/7 job. I don't know what system you have, whether you have a semester system or a yearly system, that I don't know. Even if you have a yearly system, or you have a semester system, hardly it matters. Semester system. For some reason, one semester we are not able to perform. Our message goes that he's a bakwas teacher. So we are always on a tenter hook. We are assessed. But this observational skills, it comes within yourself. It comes with your experience, and everything what you see in life, my dear friends, it has some relation with the research, I can tell you. And the example of a particle, the bird's behavior. Once I had gone to some Bharatpur, I had gone to watch the migratory birds, and there I saw that, and my quest was that if they can find a solution, why cannot we human beings find a, we geophysicists can find a solution? And that established. So it comes with bit of an experience, but if you start thinking every time that thing, it definitely improves your understanding. And as a teacher, I can tell you that when you have to teach, if you try to bring more real life example, things become very beautiful.
Exactly, sir. That was the most interesting part, from Anushka Sharma's example to all the examples from Google. We thoroughly
Yeah, ma'am. That is
enjoyed.
why sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. I was asked to share this slide, and I did not wanted to share this slide because I wanted to keep it as suspense as possible.
It was a real good one, sir. We enjoyed it. And I hope all our participants would have also enjoyed it. It was really the way of capturing the audience with the first slide. That was the art. You just helped us learn a bit of that art today. So we are really grateful for all your practical examples that you have given today. And I hope all our participants would have really thoroughly enjoyed the entire session. Usually students slip at the backbench if a lecture is boring or somewhat it gets lengthened. But with you as a speaker, I'm sure, sir, people will keep hearing for hours together.
In fact, in the era of online exams, online teaching, ma'am, no one wants to listen to your class up more than 7 to 10 minutes. Let me to build very frankly. And then I wanted to, people should know with me that, I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
People should know that there was Anushka Sharma's talk was there, and he ended with the beautiful poem of John Sebastian and the Deadly Kiss of Lips. That was the. I hope I have been able to excite some of your students. Let us.
We hope the same, sir. It was a really enchanting talk. We had thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. And
Thanks for putting me under a lot of pressure. Professor Rath had put me under a lot of pressure. I can admit that. I should admit that. She had put me under a lot of pressure. She had put me under a lot of pressure. How to talk to such an heterogeneous group. It was really.
It's thoroughly our pleasure, sir. It has been thorough pleasure of us, sir, like you delivering a talk over here. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, sir.
So may I now request Vice Principal, KISS Timtubi University, Dr. Chittaranjan Bhoi sir, to kindly present the vote of thanks.
So, a very good evening to all of you. Well, once again, I'm privileged to extend the vote of thanks to the dignitaries present in this webinar. At the outset, I would like to express my profound sense of gratitude to the founder of KIT and KISH, Professor Dr. Achyuta Samanta, Vice Chancellor, KISS University, Professor Sasmita Samanta, and the patron of this national webinar, Dr. Sasmita Sarangi, in their absentia. I would like to express my gratitude to the keynote speaker, who is the main attraction of today's webinar, Professor Shalivahan. In fact, I was listening to him. Sir, you are very pragmatic. Your pragmatic approach will certainly teach us a lesson. Me as a teacher, I learned a lot from you, sir. And your deliberation was not simply for the scholars and researchers. It was a great lesson to the teachers or the teacher fraternity as a whole. Sir, you became a little nostalgic when you spoke about your experience of teaching days. You spoke about your research days, how you were craving for getting a PhD degree, and you wonderfully explained E is equal to MC square. You rightly said that E stands for excellence. Yes, of course, we should practice excellence. We should try to cultivate excellence as a researcher and as a teacher as well. You said yes, motivation is also required. A teacher needs to be motivated, and a teacher needs to motivate the students. This is also highly required, sir. And commitment, you said, sir, commitment should always be double. This is what you explained. And I believe all the participants, all the teachers and researchers, those who are present in this webinar, will certainly follow what you said, which will certainly help all of us to grow as a scholar, as a researcher, and as a teacher. So thank you very much for your kind deliberation. Thank you very much for your illuminating talk and inspiring talk, educative talk that you delivered in today's webinar. So from all of us, from all the organizers, from both the collaborative institutions, I extend you my hearty thanks and gratitude. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, let me just add a thing. In fact, when I started my career, I was blessed to have a very, very bright, very beautiful, very glamorous PhD supervisor. And then that time when I was doing PhD, so we were struggling for a job. I got a job. And I'll tell you one thing, that if that job, the result would have come, and if I had joined, I would not have been the same Shalivahan what I am today. And the credit goes to my teaching stuff. Otherwise, I would not have been the same thing what I would have been a lost brat, I can tell you. The research and the teaching made me to a very focused path.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir.
And in fact, you are grateful to your teacher. And similarly, the scholars, those who are present today, even me as a scholar, as a teacher, I should also remember my good teachers, those who have taught me a lot and for whom I am here. Therefore, we should always be grateful to our teachers and guides, those who have guided us to come to this stage at least. And we do not know how far we will go, but if we keep them in mind, if we follow their footsteps, if we get inspired by their, good things, good deeds, and certainly we will win and get success in life as you succeeded. So thank you very much for remembering your teacher, your guide, and similarly, I should urge all my friends, those who are present today, to be grateful to their teachers and guides. Thank you very much, sir.
My friends don't remember me as Anushka Sharma, that's for sure. That is my request to you. I'm Shalivahan.
It's okay. Okay, fine, sir.
Thanks, sir.
People will definitely follow your words. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude to our esteemed advisor KISS University, Professor Harikrishna Satpathy. Sir, he was Vice Chancellor in 3 universities for last 15 years. And finally, he was the Vice Chancellor of this university, KISS, for 3 years. And now he took a little respite from this assignment, and he chose to be the advisor of KISS University. He also inspired us a lot how to take research as a research. It's not simply search or finding something from some books or from the field or something like that. It has to be, research has to be very sense of one has to go deep into the subject, deep into the topic, or deep into the matter. Then only we can make our research successful, or the research can produce a good result. This is what perhaps advisor Professor Harikrishna Satpathy said. So we will certainly follow you, sir. Thank you very much for your good advice, and the researchers and scholars and the teachers in this webinar will certainly follow your
So please unmute.
You unmute Chitaranjan. Unmute yours.
Sorry, sir. I would like to thank Dr. Bandana Rath, madam, who introduced the keynote speaker, Professor Sullivan. In fact, I would like to thank you, madam, for your initiative and for organizing this webinar in a very fantastic way. And this is not simply a day webinar, it's a series. And this is this is second day of the seminar, webinar series. So there will be another 5-6 sessions in this webinar series. Thank you, ma'am, for introducing the keynote speaker today. I would like to thank Dr. Arun Kumar Samal, Principal in charge, very much for giving this welcome address and making this collaborative webinar a success by extending your support, by extending your cooperation and guidance. I would like to thank Dr. Rasmi Mahapatra madam and other organizers, the moderator, Priyadarsani Rautrai madam, those who have taken a lot of pain to organize this webinar series. So thank you all for making this program a success. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants and all the people those are involved in this business of making this webinar a success. I extend you all a hearty thanks on behalf of both the institutions, KISS University and Rajadhani College, for making this program a grand success. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, everyone. Just a reminder that our next talk will be on 13th November by Dr. GBN Jaini sir. So please join us for the next class. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.